A surprising lack of volatility in GBP this morning, guys, having me quite perplexed. So basically, just to give you the lowdown on what GBP is doing today, it is a little bit firmer, but that is largely as a result of the fact that the broader market is very risk on at the moment. There's a couple of things supporting risk on sentiment. Very dovish Fed Chair Powell over the weekend. So, you know, stocks moving higher on that, risk FX moving higher, crude markets all moving higher on that. Also, you know, this constant evolving narrative of economies reopening. So a lot of apparently California now 75% open. And more recently, this is what came out not long ago, only a couple of hours ago, Moderna, or Moderna, I'm not sure how you say their name to be honest, but a big US pharmaceutical company released the results of this phase 1 trial for a coronavirus vaccine, and the results were positive. So fingers crossed, we're going to have a vaccine soon. That's been giving markets a big boost. And what do you typically see with risk on? Typically, GBP, quite risk sensitive, gets a bit of a boost. But this morning, before this risk on move really gained traction, GBP was pretty dead, to be honest. It was flat. And that is really a surprise to me because there were two really important stories that came out over the weekend. Number one, to do with Brexit. Reports going around UK papers pretty much that the EU is willing to soften its stance on fisheries. Remember the fisheries issue, the UK don't want the EU in their fishing waters, the EU want unfettered access to the UK's fishing waters. That has been a sticking point in the talks. And you know, as long as they can't make a deal on this issue, that makes no deal at the end of the year for the UK more likely. So yeah, the EU softening their stance should be a good thing, right? Well, GBP didn't really move this morning on it, which is a big surprise. The other story, we had a Bank of England member, the chief economist Haldane, really important guy in the Bank of England, talking about how the Bank of England might have to do negative rates. This is something that the Bank of England governor only last week was trying to play that speculation down. But then this guy comes out over the weekend talking about how, oh, we're thinking about negative rates and other things, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. Check out the blog below for the details. But that should be a big GBP negative because obviously when a central bank lowers rates, that's negative for a currency. So why did we not see any volatility? Well, perhaps these two stories kind of cancelled each other out because one was positive, one was negative. But literally, do not let this fool you because the Bank of England, whether they go negative or not, is going to be very, very important for GBP moving forward. Just like Brexit is going to remain important. Can the UK and the EU come together to make a deal? Can they alternatively come together to agree on an extension to the transition period? These are big, big questions for GBP at the moment. So do not forget them and do not be fooled. Volatility lies ahead, certainly. That is pretty much it from me for now, and I will see you in the next one.